I think we want to talk about anger.
Anger, yeah. So you're angry.
No, but I am angry sometimes, and I think it's important. I think it's important to hold on to anger. Do you have grudges?
I have many. You know this, and I nurse them, and I cultivate them.
I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't sell. I mean, you're preaching to the choir in terms of anger.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, just this morning I had an altercation with a woman on the Upper West Side, which is where we are. And my boyfriend and I were waiting for a lift. Nobody around us, but this older woman and her husband sitting on a bench, more than 6 feet away. And she goes, "Excuse me, are you about to get on a bus without a mask on?" And I said, "I'm not waiting for a bus." And she goes, "Okay, good."
End of interaction?
And then I said,
Okay.
"That's quite rude, actually." Would you say that's rude?
Oh, you were triggered.
It's rude to just say to a stranger, "I hope you're not about to get on a bus without a mask on." She doesn't know what I'm about to do, right? She's
Right.
assuming I'm going to do something wrong. None of her business. And so I go, "That's quite rude, actually." And she goes, "No, it's not." She was mad because we weren't wearing masks at the time.
She was already mad.
She was already mad that we weren't wearing masks. We were outside on a beautiful day, an otherwise beautiful day. Nobody within 6 feet of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
3 feet now, by the way.
3 feet, thank
Isn't that just
you.
in schools? Everywhere?
Well, if it's inside, it's even more for sure going to be fine outside. I mean, outside, masks not relevant, but I think they're unnecessary
We all
outside.
don't wear masks if we're outside.
Wait. So make statements like that.
And we're not around people. That's fair. That's fair, right?
Well,
It's
I've
not
been wearing, now that
controversial.
I like wearing sunglasses when there's the sun, so I think the sunglasses and the mask is too much. So I
Yeah, that's this in the CDC guidelines.
no, but
Always try to wear a mask, but if you're wearing sunglasses,
Yeah.
you
Well-
need to look cool and without the glasses.
I mean, we are making choices. You know, still most people, and you mentioned the Upper West Side, it's an area where still most people, it's like a 99% masking.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. My point is, she goes, "You have to wear a mask when you're outside." And I said to her, "No, you don't." And she goes, "Why don't you look up the city ordinance?" "Yes, you do." And I go, "No, you don't." And we do this back and forth like children for like a minute.
Wow. Okay.
Her husband sitting next to her, just minding his own business, not saying anything. My boyfriend on the curb, also not interfering. Just two women on the Upper West Side having a fight about who should mind their business and who shouldn't. Okay.
Did it feel good?
To fight with her? Well, no. What I wanted to do was take my skateboard and say, "You know what? If you talk to someone the wrong way, something bad might happen to you."
No way.
Well, I didn't do that, but that's what was going on in my head. If, like, a decade ago, maybe, I would never have said that back to that woman. I would never have had that altercation. I was so, like, withdrawn and afraid of people and afraid
Right.
of confrontation. I would interpret things as, like, I'm always at fault, and I would just be sad all the time.
So you're more confident now.
Well, now, because I discovered anger at a certain point in my life,
When was this?
I'm trying to, I think it had to do with, it was probably when I was, like, 24, 25 was a big year for me.
It's weird because I've known you all these years and I've never been able to see this anger manifest. I actually often wanted you to get anger.
Well, there are times when I get angry. It is generally only when I'm complaining about comedy or other comedians or the biz.
Right.
And so it's a good driver for me because energy has always been an issue for me. You know this.
So you're looking for anger-based energy. You look for you're not interested in the anger as the energy you get out of it.
It's the energy. It's the vivacity for life that I receive from anger.
So it's the equivalent of those violent people who literally will just start a fight at a bar just to.
I'm not like that.
But that's the idea, though.
Yeah, it's the adrenaline rush.
So express hate outward to other people to feel better.
To feel confident.
Right. So you're advocating for hate and
I'm
anger.
not advocating for hate. I'm saying anger is a useful tool for people who tend to be more reserved or tend toward like sadness. I'm advocating for anger over sadness.
Okay, anger over. Do you think she also feels better? Her day is also better thanks to it?
I don't know, but once we got into the lift, and I told my boyfriend, he was in his own head. He didn't even see the altercation. He was
Okay.
like on Instagram.
No, I bet he did see it, but that's what he said to you, so he could avoid deflect any kind of responsibility he would have to. If you had told him, hey, why didn't you say something? He was like, oh, I was just skateboarding.
He's a
over there."
coward. You're calling my
No,
boyfriend.
not a he's a man. He's a man. Men.
Well, listen, we got into the car. I told him what happened, and then as we drove off, he waved to her in like a
Nice.
It's nice,
Right.
right?
Once he knew that there was no possibility of
With our
contact ever
masks
again.
on in the car
Oh.
because we are.
Oh, funny, because I would have not worn the mask just to annoy her.
Well, I was annoyed I had to put it on after that, but of course you have to in a lift, right? Which I was always planning to do. For her to assume I was going to get into an enclosed space without a mask on, it's so rude and crazy.
Well, some people do it. I mean, have you been using the subway?
Yeah. I know people do, yeah.
It's literally always
constant.
the craziest people.
And you know what sucks is that it's like a double punishment. It's the crazy one who doesn't wear a mask. Then on top of it, walks, paces all over the car, goes into each person's face. It's so intense.
But you know what? I'm surprised. I always am waiting for someone on the train to tell them to put a mask on. No one ever does.
Because we're afraid. We're stuck in the car with them. We're like, if we say something, they're so bold in their behavior. I mean, I had one guy, literally, he did, you know, the express stop 59th to 125th? Very long stop. So once you're in there, you're stuck with the people for like 10 minutes. So one guy starts saying his opening statement to the whole car is that he's been framed for aggravated assault recently. That's how he opens. And then he proceeds to scream that Black lives don't matter. And then get into each person's face, showing something on his phone to prove to us that he's innocent. He's like, I didn't do it. This guy is like, I told you I was framed. I mean, that's the behavior you're dealing with.
Okay.
So in comparison, you were totally fine. That woman lady.
Well, I aspire to his level of confidence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with your angle. You're saying that anger is so good and positive, but what comes next?
I'm kidding. I don't want to be that guy. That's wrong. But you would think that somebody would be more afraid of COVID than of certain crazy people. That guy sounds, I would rather get COVID than an altercation with him.
That's a good point.
But the people who are afraid of COVID are generally who would ask someone to put their mask on are pussies a little bit.
Like this woman.
Exactly.
Well,
so she would be and the type of person who would say something on the train would be maybe a tougher person who maybe cares less about COVID. So there's no overlap.
Or that one would only feel comfortable asking someone like Dina, who's on the
She
small.
thought, she profiled me as like a meek little girl.
You think you surprised her with your anger?
Definitely.
Do you think you won?
I totally won.
Do you think she thinks you won?
I think after the wave that sealed the deal that we won.
Did she see the wave?
I don't know. I wasn't looking. I made a point not to look at her, but my boyfriend did the wave, so I assumed that she saw it.
That sounded like a dope interaction. Did anyone film?
Nobody filmed. I wish that he was paying attention because he would have filmed if he had seen it happening.
What was her husband doing?
Just minding his own business, as he should have.
I think he was embarrassed as well.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure he deals with that constantly. If she's the type
His
to just
bitch wife?
say to a stranger, it's not as though the bus was approaching and I was like getting on without a mask on. She was just playing this scenario in her head where I was doing something wrong.
I mean, the kind of confidence that it takes to just talk to a stranger in the street, that's already... Actually, I used to had an ex who would behave like this woman, and we would fight over it. She felt entitled to correct people about their behavior in the street. Wow. This was way before COVID, but she would get annoyed if someone bumped into her. She would literally go back to the person and say, "Sir, what did you just do? Do you think that's normal?"
Well, I think that's fair.
Oh yeah, well I guess now it's the anger. She was empowering herself
How hard
with anger.
Did he bump?
I didn't think it warranted this kind of. Also, she wouldn't just say "excuse me, sir." She would insult him. Connard. Yeah, it was really violent.
What does that mean?
Like, asshole.
Wow, I like her.
Or like if there was a car, or if a car would do a weird turn, as a pedestrian, like something that was not cool for pedestrians, she would scream at them like.
She's always looking. Wow.
So, but I hated that behavior.
No, I agree. It's if it's not warranted, it's obnoxious. But when it's warranted, it's the best. Okay. I was warranted. Would you agree?
It's a question. What would I would have? Yeah, I think I might have behaved like you actually.
No, I don't think you would have said something back. Would you?
Maybe one thing or two. I would have probably just ended it like I wouldn't want, because it seemed like you had a lot of no, yes, no, yes.
Yeah, we went back and forth a few times.
How many times did just yes you can, no you can't?
Like maybe four times.
It's like Larry David shit. It's like the most childish shit.
I was so childish. She's the one who ended it, so which means I won, right? But the last time I screamed at somebody was, my landlord was doing construction on the skylight in my room without telling me, and I got home, and the skylight is right above my bed and my TV. All of this wood and just garbage was directly all over my room, and they were still working on it. And I went out to the roof and started screaming at the poor construction people. It wasn't their fault; it was the landlord's fault. But it reminded me of my mother, just out of body anger, screaming. And then I screamed at my landlord.
Did those feel good physically?
That was a little more didn't feel good. I felt like I was not in control. Have you ever had anger where you feel like you're not in control?
Well, you know how with me, you've seen me angry a lot. You know how ineffective my anger. That's why I'm skeptical with your approach, because anger has never worked for me.
Well, because the way you communicate it, usually, at least with people who are people is not really effective. But you could take that approach that you take with your friends and apply it to a guy like that, where it's very adversarial, and that could get you somewhere.
So it's like take all your negative emotions to strangers. I think it's an adult thing. It's an adult approach. I think adults do this.
Take everything out on random people.
It's like in Punchline Club when Adam. Do you see that?
I don't think so.
Adam Sandler's he's like this super nervous, shy, stressed out guy. He's on a date and he doesn't know how to behave. He's so nervous. He goes to the bathroom. He literally destroys the entire bathroom just to get his energy out.
Yeah.
The bathroom's in shambles, and then he comes back and he's like ready to go.
This is
okay,
all I'm
yeah.
saying.
But this wouldn't work if we all did this. This would be a problematic society. We'd all turn into Florida men.
Florida men?
Yeah, the Florida man, the type who actually complains about masks. You know how during there's all these incidents of guys in Florida.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, I can't wear a mask. Well, check this out. I'm not wearing one now. What are you gonna do? You shoot me?"
You're right. No, we don't want that. There is a limit. All I'm saying is that anger has been really helpful in my life.
Yeah.
And maybe for other people too. And that I think holding grudges is also a part of this. Do you have grudges against people still?
Many grudges. So what do? You by getting angry, you let go of them?
No, my problem is that I like to smoke weed. But when I smoke the weed, I feel so full of love and forgiveness that sometimes I am tempted to forgive the people in my life who have wronged me.
Like this woman, if you smoked weed now, you would forgive her?
If I was high and she said that to me, I would have said something goofy like, I know you're in a risk group and maybe it's a hard time for you and you're extra sensitive, blah, blah, blah. Like that horseshit.
Nonsense.
No. Instead of telling her you can't talk to people that way because it's actually counterproductive to what you're trying to do.
Maybe you could find a strain that a weed that keeps your edge. What there's sativa, I think, is the cooler one.
That's the energy one.
Oh, that is the energy one.
Cocaine.
Oh, cocaine.
I've tried this.
That it would be the energy drug. Yeah, uppers.
I've tried them.
Uppers?
I'm immune.
Immune?
I've tried cocaine several times.
Wait, it does nothing for you?
You haven't tried it enough.
Maybe it's the bad. Maybe I had bad stuff all 8 times. I don't know.
But you like smoking weed.
I like it, and the problem is that, like the other day, I was high, and I was feeling good, and I was thinking about somebody who I felt betrayed me some months ago, a good friend, and I was realizing that maybe I should try to make amends because I was high, and I called him, and he didn't answer the phone, and he said, I'll call you back in 20 minutes, and then an hour and a half passed, and by that time, I was no longer high, and he called back, and I didn't answer the phone. Because that was enough time for me to sober up and realize there are many good reasons to hold that grudge.
But, I mean, what do you prefer, to just be always in the weed state? Because what you could do is you could have kept smoking, and then you could have maybe had that conversation.
Made amends? But that's what I'm avoiding, you see.
When you're sober.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're not.
I think it's righteous to hold on to that anger when I'm sober. When I'm high, it's like, oh, this is petty, this is silly, life is short, right. He's my good friend.
Sure.
All this nonsense.
So you want to make sure that when you get high, you're still as angry.
Yeah. I think, or I should just get my money back or something. I don't know.
Right. So we'd have to look for a strain that does that. Maybe I think the Moroccan weed, I think possibly does that. You know about that?
Hashish?
Hashish.
Oh, I've had hashish.
I think the Middle East has the kind of weed that you're talking about.
Because are you just assuming Arabs are angry all the time, and so whatever they're smoking, it must be?
Perhaps. No. Well, if you want, we can maybe try and find some weed dealers who could find what you need. because they're desperate for the business, so they could figure out like maybe a...
Yeah, I think so. We're about to call some dispensaries to complain about the weed strains that keep making me want to forgive my enemies. We don't want to do that.
Hello, this is Ray at the clinic. How may I help you?
Hey, I was a little concerned about one of the strains I got from you. It was the purple Urkel, and just basically I'm just looking for something that won't make me want to forgive the people in my life who have done me wrong. Like, I was on the purple Urkel and I accidentally called my dad and I forgave him for leaving the family without any money and stuff like that. So I was just wondering if there's a strain that won't make me as full of like love.
THC kind of has well, I would say the only difference between sativas and indicas is typically indicas are going to make you more sleepier, while sativas give you more energy. But that purple Urkel is going to be an indica. So that's more mellow, more kind of relax you is what that ends up doing. But sativas are what kind of get your brain going a little bit faster. So that's what might get you to have some, too many thoughts going off in your head. So maybe something more of maybe a hybrid.
Do you have that issue where like you has anyone ever betrayed you?
Yes, I've had people in my lifetime, yes. So as far as that goes, it just kind of depends on the situation that you're with, when it comes to forgiving certain people. But maybe if you want to try more microdosed products, we do have some edibles that are only every bit of 1 milligram of THC or 0.5. So edibles do have a different effect than it will for smoking it.
The last time I microdosed, I forgave my stepdad because we got in a fight when I was 6, and then we haven't talked since then, and I thought that was a little silly, so I microdosed, and I ended up calling him and forgiving him, and I also regret that, and I feel like that was a slippery slope to forgiving my real dad. So I guess I just don't know what to do.
Well, like I said, if you feel free, like I said, if you want to come in, everybody here is very knowledgeable. So if you wanted to, like I said, we could pull some products up to let you check out if you want to do that. But like I said, we're open up until 7 on Sundays and then 8 o'clock any other day of the week is what we're open till.
Okay, well, maybe then I'll come in there and we'll see what we can do about my enemies.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, like I said, we're open up till 7. So stop by today, or like I said, any other day of the week, we're open till 8.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. You have a good day, okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Good stuff.
I wanted to just ask him questions about him.
Yeah, do you want to try one?
Yeah.
Hello. Thanks for calling Spark Dispensary. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm calling about the weed. I've been using some of your weed, Baba Berry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I like it, but the problem is every time I smoke it, I get really soft and I start forgiving people in my life who betrayed me. I'm thinking of my sister especially. And I was wondering if you could find me something that wouldn't make me forgive her, because I hate this.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
But you still want to get really high.
I muted it. What?
But you still want to get really high.
Yeah.
But you still want to get really cooked.
Cooked, whatever words.
You're just trying to find a different strain to replace the Bubba Berry?
Well, I mean, I like how baked it gets me, but I also don't want to lose all the hate and resentment and anger that I have against, almost everyone actually in my life at this point. And I'm afraid that, every time I get, cooked on Bubba Berry, I'm tempted to text them. Like I drafted this text of pure love to my sister, who's really a piece of shit.
Oh, so you're looking for some more indica to get you more mellowed out?
Well, I'm too mellow.
Okay. Maybe a Sunday Driver?
I mean, is there anyone in
Sunday
your
Driver's
life?
very popular.
Is
pretty
one-
gassy, pretty fruity as well.
Do you have any enemies? Do you have people who really betrayed you?
Any enemies that I have, sir, I deal with it right then and there. I don't have to smoke weed to deal with that.
Wait, what weed
personally.
what strain do you use? I mean, you can please tell me that.
I smoke hash when I'm trying to calm down.
Hash?
Personally.
Where do you get
Yes,
this
sir.
hash?
We got a whole lot of hash here.
A whole lot of hash?
Yes, sir.
I'm
We
interested.
can start at $14, take you up to $90 with the hash. Plenty of options.
Will it get me more paranoid? Because I'm also, it's the reason I smoke weed is kind of, I want to be a little more paranoid because I tend to just be very trusting and it's not helping.
Yeah, I mean, hash is very potent. I mean, some hash is up in the 90 percentile.
Okay. So you keep all your gadgets close to you, you don't let go.
What's that?
Do you, I mean, how do you deal with your enemies?
Me personally, I deal with my enemies. I just talk to them, try and find a common ground. If they're unable to reach that point, that's on them. I don't care about them personally.
I mean, do you smoke?
Yes, I smoke every day, especially to deal with problems like you're describing.
I mean, the way you talk about your enemies, they don't sound like enemies because it seems like you're just chilling with them and chatting.
Not really. I mean, I'm into martial arts, so I can channel my anger if I need to.
So you're saying that that's how you deal with them? You fight them? You fight your enemies as you're high out of your mind?
I go to the gym and I get my anger out that way.
And you're high there?
Yeah, in the gym. Yeah, we're all buddies there.
So you're like, while you're cooked, you're like doing MMA?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a big part of the martial arts community. Yeah, a lot of us are into cannabis and martial arts.
I mean, what happened to you? Someone did something probably not great?
No one did anything to me. I just started doing martial arts when I was a kid.
Okay.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Okay.
Good luck, dude. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. I mean, the thing is, he's so high. Obviously, these people are high.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get...
Yeah,
like, the guy is obviously completely elsewhere. He's, like, completely...
Yes, hello?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Can you repeat what you said?
Oh, I'm really high on this strain I got from you, and I'm about to call my dad and forgive him, but he's a piece of shit, and I really don't want to. Could you, like, talk me out of it?
I'm sorry that you're feeling that, sorry that you're feeling super high. I mean, it's okay. You just gotta calm down and just chill and just remember that you are high and that hopefully everything's okay. I mean, I know today's not the nicest day to go outside, but I mean, I guess you can try to enjoy the day. I'm not too sure of too many things to do today. I know it is a Sunday.
Well, I know it's...
But yeah, I'm sorry.
I know it's not a good thing to do, and that's forgive my dad. I really don't want to forgive him, but this weed is just... I'm so full of love. Has this happened to you before?
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe you do need to just forgive him. Maybe deep down inside you do just need to forgive him. Maybe that weed was that little extra push that you needed.
But he left my mom, and he left us with no money, and it's so wrong, right? I think I should be mad at him, right?
I mean, you can still be mad at him, but you can also forgive him, too.
I can be mad and forgive?
Yeah, of course you can. You can forgive him for what he's done, for what he did, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that you still have to be I mean, don't be, rude to him. I mean, he still is, I guess you're dad, but I mean, you are right to feel that type of way, and you can let him know that you feel that type of way. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think you might feel better if you do forgive him, but you can still be mad at him for what he did, and you just gotta let him know that.
Are you working for him?
No, I don't think that I would be working for him, no.
I mean, I don't know if it's the weed, but I feel like maybe you're I don't know, are you taking his side?
I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm just trying to tell you, you say that you're full of love right now because of the weed. I'm saying just go with what you feel. And if you feel like you should go and forgive your dad, then maybe that's what you should do. I'm not taking anybody's side. If anything, I'm taking your side and saying that you should do what you feel inside.
I mean, I was feeling a lot of love, but now I feel paranoid that you work for my dad.
So you think that me your dad, just some random guy, and you just think that I'd be working for him.
Have you ever been to Egypt?
I've never been to Egypt, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
just wouldn't know.
have you ever had somebody in your life that you forgave even though they didn't deserve your forgiveness?
Yeah.
What did they do?
They still tried to, like, I guess, I don't know, they tried to be part of my life, but I wasn't ready for that. So I just said that I was, I said, listen, I forgive you, but just right now I'm just not ready for you to be in my life.
But why did you
And that
forgive
was that.
them? Why did you forgive them if they did you wrong?
Because at the end of the day, it's not worth having all that hate in your heart.
Which strain helped you get rid of your enemies?
I don't know. I mean, indicas usually chill me out, so that way you don't feel as aggressive towards your enemies, I guess. Indicas usually chill you out pretty good. Sounds like you smoked a sativa, made you a little paranoid.
Yeah, it was love, and now it's more paranoia, and now I think I'm going back to love.
I know. I think you did smoke like a sativa or something like that. I mean,
I think
if you can't, try to like smoke like an indica or just like, take some deep breaths and just know that everything's okay. I mean, that's up to you if you want to forgive him or if you don't.
I don't think I'm going to forgive him, but I will forgive you for working for my dad.
Okay. Well, I thank you for that. Is there any other questions or concerns that you might have?
And also, maybe if you apologize, could you apologize for working for my dad?
Yeah, I'm sorry for working for your dad.
That really means so much to me. That's the first time anyone's ever apologized to me for betraying me.
Well, I'm sorry, and I did not mean to be working for your dad.
Thank you so much. I think more men need to learn how to apologize.
I think they do too. Men are a bunch of assholes.
Aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Oh my God, how do you stand being a man? If you identify that way.
I mean, I am a man, but deep down I know I'm an asshole. But at the end of the day, I try not to be. I try to be a good person. That's why I try to forgive people.
You sound like a really good person. I don't think you're an asshole.
Sometimes, if people push me, I can be kind of an asshole, but I try not to be, like I said. I really try not to be. That's why I try to forgive people. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes people do. Yeah, I know, like some people, just depending on what they do, sometimes they do deserve an asshole, but most people, I say, do deserve some kind and loveness.
Yeah.
So,
But
I'm sorry that men are assholes.
but then why did you work for my dad?
I don't know how to answer that question because, I mean, I don't really work for your dad. I just work for, like, the company.
So you're like more of a middleman?
I guess. I mean, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because I forgive you.
Thank you.
No
I
matter
really appreciate that.
no matter what you
sorry.
did. No, it's okay. It's really okay. This is the first time I've forgiven anybody.
Well, good. Well, maybe if you do feel like they do mean well, I mean, maybe you can forgive them, but if you feel like they still are that kind of assholishness, then you should not forgive them.
Oh, no. Oh, so I shouldn't forgive my dad? Well, this has
Yeah.
really been helpful to me. I really just want to thank you for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad I could be of help to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. You have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
We put him through too much. He was so nice.
He was lovely.
That was such a cool guy.
That's
You
good.
just, I think I'm sure a lot of really high people just call.
I
all the
guess.
time.
I didn't realize that, yeah.
It's so it turned into more him just being like a nurse or like a...
Just like,
Babysitter.
shh,
He was a
it's okay.
babysitter.
Thank you for calling Karen Khan. How can I help you?
I smoked some of the Krishna Kush that I bought from you.
Okay.
And it's starting to hit. and I'm feeling it right now, and I'm afraid that I'm about to forgive some people who did some really bad things to my family, and I am talking about the Nazis. And I was wondering if you could talk me down from forgiving them, especially Hitler. I'm thinking of forgiving too, specifically.
I'm not really sure what you're like expecting from me. I'm not like a therapist.
But you know about the weed, right? Like maybe there's you know about this strain.
I mean, the weed makes you. That strain is supposed to be very relaxing, and kind of help you sleep. It should make your body feel really relaxed.
But
Maybe
it's
you get
like
the munchies.
it's what's it's happening, but to the point where it's really working. I'm so relaxed, and I'm willing to forgive literally like an entire group of people that destroyed my family. So like, is there any way to like have like a strain that keeps relaxes you without making you soft on the Nazis?
I don't know, man. That's a personal thing.
I mean, have you forgiven the people who wronged you?
I mean, it just, it depends on the situation. I don't know, man. I smoke weed to help my anxiety and to relax. I think you're just kind of in your head right now, and you should probably just, put on a funny TV show and get a bag of chips and just hang out. I think you're just kind of overthinking everything.
I just think everyone is good deep inside, and I know that Hitler really thought that he was just trying to create a new dawn, a new age of humanity, and like he was trying to just make things like better. And I don't think he really understood what the implications were for people like me, but I think deep down he probably wanted to do something good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to tell you Hitler was a good guy.
No, he wasn't. And I thank you for saying that. Because that's what I need to hear.
Okay.
What weed do you use?
I love the Krishna Kush. That's one of my favorites.
You're able to smoke it without losing sight of right and wrong and the deeper foundations of our society.
I mean, yeah, like weed doesn't really fuck me up. It just kind of helps me relax. So.
Do you have any grudges?
What was that?
Do you have any grudges? Personal grudges?
No, couldn't say I do. I would suggest maybe some tea or maybe an activity or eat some food or maybe a shower. A cold shower might bring you back to life.
A golden shower?
Oh. No, a cold shower.
Are you laughing at me?
No, not at all, sir.
It's okay if you are, It's okay because I feel funny, I mean, I feel full of love and I'm willing to embrace everyone.
Alrighty.
Even you. Even you.
Well, I hope that the rest of your night goes well. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Are you still laughing?
No, I'm just trying to see what else I can help you with.
Thank you so much. I am still kind of at the same place as initially, but thank you for talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good night, man.
You too. Bye-bye. The golden shower was insane.
I think she was really laughing. I think he...
Hey, I'm having sort of a problem. I'm like really cooked on one of the strains I bought from you.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about confessing to my boyfriend that I cheated on him because I'm so full of like love and like honesty, but I don't know if I should. Can you talk me down from confessing?
You know this is Spencer, right?
Yeah, well, it was your weed, and you did this to me, so...
Okay, so you're saying... Wait, could you say that one more time?
I'm high on the stuff I got from you, and I'm so full of, like, love and, like, truth and beauty that I feel like I need to confess to my boyfriend that I cheated on him, but I feel like that's maybe a bad idea. I don't know.
Oh... Okay, I mean, if it was recent, then yeah. But if it was like a long time, then I would say, I mean, I don't know. If it was a long time ago, then I mean, I would tell him regardless.
Yeah, it was like a decade ago, so it doesn't even count, right?
My God, Jesus. No, it doesn't count. But he would. I mean, if it was actually 10 years ago, I mean, if my girlfriend told me that, I'd be like, what? 10 years? What? I mean, I don't care now, but what the fuck? Like, I mean, that would be me.
Yeah, I mean, I totally forgot I even did it, and the weed made me remember.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I would tell him. I mean, I don't think he would care. I wouldn't care if my girl told me that, honestly. If it was that, fuck him on, move on.
Really? You would forgive her?
If it was that long ago, like you're saying a decade, like,
Yeah.
did you do it when you first met him or something, or?
Yeah, it was like probably a year into seeing him.
Oh, a year or two after, so, okay. I mean,
But
I guess it really depends.
the affair lasted 3 years.
Oh, okay, so, like, it was 5 years then.
I think, is that the right math? I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on the circumstances. Like, were you drunk, or, like, was it intentional, or?
I was drunk, and I was also on maybe acid as well.
I mean...
Every time we hooked up, I was drunk and on acid.
Oh, shit. Would he do it on purpose?
Would I do it on
Get you
purpose?
fucked up like that? No, would he get you fucked up like that on purpose?
Oh, the guy I was cheating with?
Yeah.
You think it sounds like you're saying I should blame it on him?
No, I'm asking, did he get you intoxicated on purpose to do the cheating?
You know, it was so long ago. It's hard. It's neither here nor there at this point.
So it was intentional?
You know what? My boyfriend, I just realized he's been sitting next to me and he overheard this whole conversation, so I kind of guess accidentally confessed to him.
Wait, hello? Hey,
Hello?
hey. I don't know what to do. I'm just like completely baked, and I just found out my girlfriend cheated on me for 3 years.
What strain of weed were you smoking?
I had the shish Kush.
We don't even have that here, bro. Are you sure it's this dispensary?
I've been using a lot, but the Blue Dream?
I'm sorry?
Blue Dream.
No, bro. I think you have the wrong dispensary.
Pineapple Express also. Anyway, I just don't know. I need. Should I forgive her? I just don't know what to do now. Like, do you have a strain that could help me forgive her?
A sign, you said?
What kind of weed do you recommend for forgiving this bitch?
I have no idea, bro. I would say indica, so you can go to sleep.
To forget? I mean,
Just forget about it.
is that? I mean, what do you think about what she did? Honestly, what do you? I mean, don't you think it's just horrible? I mean, I just like I. We have 4 kids. I mean, it's like insane.
Yeah, that is insane. It's insane. I'm in this situation right now. You could definitely forgive her. I mean, if you don't have kids, I would do it from like if it
So just let her fuck everyone around.
No, not that.
I mean, how could you do this to me?
It was like 10 years ago. Just get over it.
You did it for 3 years.
Yeah, but I wasn't drunk and on acid.
Every time?
Yeah.
Every single time?
It was his fault.
Who is this guy?
I don't remember.
I bet I know who it is. Who?
Can you just tell him which strain would help him forgive me, please? Which strain should he smoke? Did he hang up?
He muted.
Hello? Yeah,
Okay. It was chaotic.
there's something there.
Thank you for checking out the episode.
And please subscribe to our YouTube and check out Patreon for extra content.
There was a man whose name was It Long. Him just a one like him superior, while other races he said things inferior. So inferior. Many, 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 one,